So everything looked good in that last feed there. I'm pretty content with that. Just turn the volume up a tiny little bit. Boys are just hopping on the ice here. Going to be playing Kamloops Development C3 team today. They have a 1-1 record. They had a couple games in the North Okanagan last weekend. They won one and lost one. They did lose to the top team, North Okanagan, 7-4. But they did pull out a win against Greater Vernon. They won that game 13-8. So lots of scoring. So I believe that Kamloops plays a pretty physical game. I think one of the things that I noted was that we're just going to need to stay out of the box. I see the riffraffs entering the building, so hopefully they'll take a seat on the other side. They're headed there. So just under 4 minutes left in the warm-ups. The Kamloops team was on a tournament a couple weekends ago. They went 1-3 in their tournament. Saw they played some A teams, some A1 tier teams, so that might have had something to do with it. They did win one game. They pulled out a win against 100 Mile House 9-6. The boys do have new stickers and numbers on their helmets. Thanks to Sherry and Brendan for arranging that, putting them all on this morning before the game. Gives me one extra tool to know who has it. The boys are tied with North Okanagan, top of their division. 3 wins, 1 loss. The other North Okanagan team is 3-0, so they each have 6 points because they have a game in hand. They are tied with us, but technically in the lead. So I do expect a bit of a physical game. The boys will just have to keep their cool, not take any retaliation penalties, nothing silly. Just play their game. They're a great team. Just keep their passes simple. Keep the game simple, and they'll be fine. So Daniel Cozier is wearing the C today. Mateo Tumbas does have an A on, and Chase Bomford is wearing the other assistant captain. Just under 2 minutes here. It is good to see Daniel back in the lineup. Just a minute and a half left. We'll gather the puck shortly here and get this game underway. If it looks like number 14 is sporting a shiner, he is. It's all intimidation. Figured he'd get some soot from the fireplace and create his own black eye, make him look a little tougher in the game. It's his own idea. We'll work on the 2-on-1s here. Will over to Sam. If I didn't know any better, I'd say my wife stole my boots. Just 20 seconds left. There's Braxton stepping on the ice. Looks like everybody's tuned in already. Maybe somebody can just give me a thumbs up. Everything's great. That'd be appreciated. Sometimes Chris does have to approve that kind of stuff. So the thumbs up work better than comments because he does have to approve the comments. Everything seems to be working fine though. They'll put 20 minutes on the clock. Sunday afternoon. Kamloops in town for one game. I saw their number 3 right on right wing there did get a hat trick last game. They'll line up against Asher DeVries. So we'll see if we stay with the same line. It looks like they're going to start with Sam Kenyon, Asher DeVries, and Carter Trebek up front. Easton Morgan Kerr and James Smith's always dancing on the line. Start the game, and here we go. Kamloops will get this off the draw. They'll feed it up to their right side. He'll gain the line. And they center it. That goes through the crease. At the half wall, Carter Trebek's going to work on the wall for that. He picks it up and just tries to pitch it out of the zone. Can't get through the point. East Morgan Kerr is working on the wall now. Kamloops will come up with this. They try and center it, but that good stick by Morgan Kerr there. And Kamloops got it on the half wall to just put it down in low. James Smith's going to go after this in the corner. And he tries to get by his man. He's tripped up. Sam Kenyon's working hard as always on the back check. And they stop and turn to lose Morgan Kerr. And they'll turn around, but Morgan Kerr's... Asher DeVries going to pick this up. And he's going to try and feed it up to Kenyon, but they had a good stick there to block that. And they try and get it through. And Kenyon's just going to kick it up to himself. And now he's off. See if he can get by his guy. There's 3 V's up there. He's on the right side. He takes a shot. Doesn't get all of that. They try and bring it around. The cross-checked in the back. The goalie will cover that with just a minute into the game. So good speed by Sam Kenyon off the... Up there, and he gained the line. He did get a shot away. Maybe not all of it that he wanted. And now they're going to come out with Will Padgett, Jacob Balzer, Mateo Tumbas, Dane Bayless, and Zach Obiasin on the point. And Kamloops gets us off the draw. They're in behind their own net. They'll try and lose Padgett. And they feed it up the wall. That's going to be held in by Obiasin. And they just try and feed it by him. Their number 14 picks it up on the right side boards. He's going to race in. He's got a man in the slot. He'll wind up for a slapper. Great stop by Bryce. They've got it. And great save by Bryce again. He's got that. He's on it. There was a player in tight. Bryce had the glove out and he stopped there. Took a good opportunity away from Kamloops early in the game. Remained 0-0. Everyone's back there giving him pat. Great job, Braxton and James. So let's stay with this lineup there. Padgett will assume center. And they get it into the slot. He takes a shot. That goes just high. Mateo's going to go work for this in the corner. He's taking a look first. And Smith's in there for support. He tried to feed up to Padgett just out of his reach. They'll feed it over the other side, but nobody there. That will escape the line, and they'll head back. Jacob Balzer's digging for it. He just pushes that ahead. Will Padgett's going to chase his man. The other center, number 14 on Kamloops. Now James Smith has got this. He turns. He tries to feed it up. But it's all along the line, and Jacob Balzer's going to get this over to Mateo. Mateo looks back for Balzer, but that's intercepted by Kamloops. They just get around Mateo, but James Smith is there, and he'll just get this out of the zone. They try and feed it up towards center, but Padgett's there. He'll break that play up. Now Kamloops picks it up, and they'll just try and put it down in the junior V zone. Braxton's got this. He's going to skate in behind his own net. And he's looking up for Mateo. It just pops off his stick. Good stick by him. Morris will pick this up. He tries to get out of the zone, but can't quite get there. James Smith will pick this up. He tries to backhand that ahead. Morris has a good stick there. Chase Bomford will get this out of the zone. He's sort of picked. He can't get through cleanly, and it's now back in the zone. James Smith's going to go after this. He'll pick it up. He's looking up ice. Passes up to Morris. just gets over his stick. Now it's in the linesman's skates. Morris going to work for that. And he gets that out. That hits Kamloops player in the skates. He'll get it over to center. And Daniel Cozier tried to get that, but Kamloops just puts this deep in the zone. Jay Smith was on the half wall. Daniel Cozier is there on the left side. He'll put this cross ice. Try to get up to Morris. And sort of tripped up his man. No call on the play. Chase Bonford's going to work for this. Austin Morris gets it and just pushes it ahead. Now he's working hard for it behind the net. It's going to go on the other side. Daniel's going to work for this. Daniel's going to come up with it off the wall. And see if Bayless can stop him. They try and get around Dane. They just get it low and go off for a change. Morgan Kerr's got this. And he's just going to feed it up the wall to Morris. And Morris has a good pass up to Bomford. Bomford's after this. He's on the outside. He takes a shot. Goalie will stop that. Kamloops picks it up and they'll start up the side. Dane Bayless will hold the line there. He'll step up. Get this in low. Kamloops has got it. Daniel's on his man, working on the half wall. Kamloops player falls, and now it's in the corner. They'll try and backhand it. Kamloops will pick it up, and they'll try and skate out of their zone. Hits their man in the back. Chase Bomford's just going to put this back down and low in the Kamloops zone. They try and work it off the wall. Chase Bomford's there again, and now he'll pick it up. He's going to walk towards center, takes a shot, and nice shot by Chase Bomford. The goalie will stop that and stop the play. 14:45 left in the first period. Still 0-0 game. Faceoff will be in the Kamloops zone, just to their goalie's right. They see San Kenyon's going to assume center. He's got Trebek and DeVries out there. Smith and Obiasen on the point. They get this back to Zach Obiasen. He'll collect it. He'll just get a clean shot away. Just goes to the left of the net. Asher DeVries is going to try and center that. Their number 14 stops that, and he tries to play it up the wall. And just gets by Zach Obiasen, but good stick by him, and he'll just put this back in the Kamloops zone. They've got it. They skate in behind their own net. And DeVries almost picked that up. They just get by Kenyon. Now James Smith swats that off to the side. Their number 14 is going to try and center it. Good job by Zach Obiasen to block that. And they try and feed it up the boards. Kenyon can't get by his man, though. They're going to try to wrap around. But Kenyon's right, or James Smith is right on. I'm sticking to him like glue. Trebek's going to try and get it out of the zone. And they get it. They stop and turn. Cuts towards center. Takes a shot, and that just gets by Bryce. He did get some of that, but just not enough of it. And they go up 1-0, 13:30 left in the first period. So Will Padgett come up to center. They'll have Tumbas and Paulser up there. Braxton and Dane on D. And their number 3 are just trying to get it. Can't get it through Dane. Good skate by him. Blocks it. Now he's up again. He's going to skate out the zone himself. Passes up to Padgett. Since the man's right on him, he's got no room, so Kelowna's got it. And Jacob Paulser tries to steal that one. Now Will Padgett's reaching around his man. Braxton's just going to go off his stick, and Bryce going to cover that. Maybe a little snow job by the Kamloops player right at the end of it. And this face-off should just be to Bryce's left. So Will Padgett will line up for the draws. Stay with this line out there. And Padgett gets it. He gets that back to Bayless. He's just going to fire this around the boards. And Mateo's going to go work for it. Cam's got it. They feed it back to the point. And they just try and send it over to their right winger. Now they fit it in behind the net. They'll try and center. That's blocked. And Kamloops picks it up. They feed it back to the point, and Will Padgett tried to steal that. He had lots of speed there. Braxton's just going to put it around the other side. Dane's just going to push it up to Jake. Jake's going to try and get it out. He's tripped up. Now Dane's got it in the corner. He's taking a look, see what's going on here. And they get a good stick on it. Can't quite get it around to Mateo. Mateo's working hard on the half wall for it. There's Will Padgett's in his office. Braxton will get this. He'll feed this over to Jake, and Jake's going to get this out of the zone. Nice pass up to Will Padgett. He makes a move at the line. Now he goes to the outside and takes a shot. That just hits the outside of the post. Comes out front, but nobody there. And they'll just try and feed it up to center. Great job by Easton Morgan Kerr to knock that away, but they're going to give Will Padgett a penalty for cross-checking. He'll sit in the box for a couple minutes, 11 and a half left in the first period. Kamloops was at 1-0. They'll go on the power play here. So I see Chase Bomford and Austin Morris hopping on the ice. James Smith and Easton Morgan Kerr. So they'll kill off this penalty. Face off just to Bryce's left. And Bomford, or Kamloops gets that. Morris had a good stick there, but James Smith will just, he hits Morris in the back of the skate. Now Chase Bomford's back in the corner because Morgan Kerr stepped up. They try to get out of the point. They hold the line. They'll feed it over the other side. He'll walk in, take a shot, and Bryce will stop that. He'll cover it up. Great job by him. So I see Dane Bayless and Zach Obi Austin hopping on the ice now. And it looks like Kenyon and Cozier will be up front to kill this kill off this penalty. There is still 2:20 left in the Kamloops power play. And they drop the puck, and Vees will get that. So try and slap it out of the zone. They do a good job to try and hold the line. He just gets out of the zone, though. They'll put it back in. Zach Obi Austin's deep in his zone, behind his net, and he's going to try and play this off the wall. It's intercepted by number 3 on Kamloops. And Dane, great job by Bryce to get the glove on that. And Dane Bayless will clear that away while it's on the line. Now Sam Kenyon's got it. He's going to skate it behind his own net. And he's going to play this off the wall. They do a good job to knock that down. They hold the line, and they'll just get it in low. They got a guy right in front. And Bryce makes a great stop there. And he'll get it ahead to him. He'll cover it up. Minute 23 left on the power play. Just under 10 minutes left in the first period. Kamloops is up 1-0. So it looks like Carter Trebek and Asher Rees will be up front. Braxton and James Smith on D. Minute 6 left in the penalty to Will Padgett. And Kamloops gets this off the draw. It's back at the point. They'll feed it in low. Smith's going to go after this. And he's just going to ring it around the boards. They do keep it in at the point. And Asher DeVries tries to steal that card. Trebek's going to try and push it ahead. He's got it. He's with DeVries. 2-on-1 shorthanded. He'll take a shot. That just goes wide. Kamloops will pick it up, and they'll skate up the left side boards. James Smith will have a great stick there, and he's knocked down, but he's back up. He won't let his man by him. He's working on the wall. They do feed it off the wall and get it by him. They try and cut to center, but DeVries and Smith are back there, and they'll get it out of the zone with 13 seconds left in the penalty of Padgett. They just get by Trebek. They just get by DeVries. Now they got a line change happening. Might enter it offside there, but the ref said he's good. Morgan Kerr's working in behind his net, and they feed it out to front. Now Morgan Kerr's going to get that away. Padgett gets that out of the zone, and Morgan Kerr's got this, and he's going to pass it up to Padgett, and Padgett's tripped up. They feed it over to the other side to a Palzer. He's got to gather this, and this is played in the shin pad. Padgett's there in support, and he's just going to get this in low in the Kamloops zone. And Kamloops got it. They put it up the middle, but their number 14 has it. Going to try and get around Easton Morgan Kerr. Keeps it to the outside. Good job by Will Padgett to come back there and break that play up. He breaks up another play. That goes out into the slot. They backhand it over, and Jacob Balzer has a nice pass over to Mateo. Mateo's going to try and work by his man here. Just get it down in low. Good awareness by him to step on their side of center and get that in low. Kamloops has got it in behind their net, and they'll feed it up the middle. Easton Morgan Kerr's got it. And he's going to play it up the wall. Try to get up to Mateo. He's just in front of him. Their D-man gets it. They'll put it over to the other side. And Will Padgett tried to steal that. Now Daniel stepped up and tried to get it ahead. Kamloops will break that play up, and they'll break in the zone. They're kept to the outside. Now Daniel's just going to steal it off his stick. He goes right into center, and Bryce has a great save there. James Smith has got it in the corner. He's going to feed it up to Mateo. It's just in behind him. This will go the length of the ice and should be icing with just under 7 minutes left to play in the first period. So Kamloops still does have a 1-0 lead. 6:40 left in the first period. Chase Bomford, Daniel Cozier, and Austin Morris will be up front. And James Smith and Zach Obi-Austin will be on D. This will be to Bryce's right. And they're trying to slap this ahead. It's on the wall. Morris is going to pick this up and try and get by his man. And he can't quite get it cleanly. And Kamloops has got it. And they feed it off the wall. And they do enter the zone. He stops, trying to lose his man. Stops again. Good job by Smith to stay with him. Now Morris is going to try and have a good stick, and he'll knock that off in the corner. They feed it back to the point. And they feed it over the open other side. And great job by James Smith. He'll relieve some pressure. He'll put this down the ice for icing. And they'll switch up the lines. But good job by James Smith to break that up and just relieve some pressure. 5:35 left in the first period. Face-off should just be to Bryce's left. See Sam Kenyon on the ice, so that'll be Carter, Trebek, and Asher DeVries up front. And Braxton and Dane on D. And Dane's got it. And he's going to try and feed off the wall. The number 14 try to block that. And Asher DeVries does get it out of the zone. And Trebek's going to race after this one. He has his stick lifted, though. DeVries tried to swat that ahead. Now Sam Kenyon will come. He'll have a good stick on the wall. They're digging for it. Dane Bayless is there, but they pick it up and they cut towards center. And they take a shot, and that just hits the outside of the post. Bayless gets that ahead. Now Sam Kenyon tries to get that up to DeVries. He tries to steal it. They do touch it inside the line, and they'll call offside, and they'll just have a face-off just outside the junior Vees zone. 4:40 left. Stay with this line out there, so Kenyon will take the draw. And Braxton tried to get that ahead, but they stole it, and they'll just get it in low. Maybe took a shot, and that just went wide. Now Dane's got it in the corner, and they steal that off his stick, and they try and center, and nice pass out to number 14, and he had a good angle on that shot, puts that on the back of the net. So they'll take a 2-0 lead here with 4 minutes, 15 seconds left. Will Padgett's going to come out there with Mateo and Jake. Jake's got this. He just puts this ahead. Went ahead of Mateo, but Mateo's going to steal this, and he's going to put it down in the corner. Got two V's going to the net. He's working on the corner for it. He's starting to push off the puck. And now he's got it again. He tried to center it, but that's a good stick by Kamloops there. Will Padgett's going to dig for that. Kamloops does get it out of the zone, and their number 3 will head up ice. They have a 3-on-2. It's kept to the outside. And they try and get it ahead. And they will get this out of the zone on the right side. Kamloops will pick this up, and they skate their half a center. And Morgan Kerr will get this. He'll just put this up to Mateo. Just hopped over his stick. 3.5 left in the first period. Kamloops is up 2-0. They try to put it up the wall, and they do get it up to their left winger. Makes a move by Morgan Kerr, but can't get by Smith. Now the right winger will pick it up, and they try to center it. Good skate by Morgan Kerr. He gets that off in the corner. Now Jake's got it, and he's just going to flip this up into center. Kamloops will pick this up. They just get by Mateo. Now they'll feed it up to the winger. Morgan Kerr is going to angle off his man. Use that reach. And that hits the Kamloops player. And they try and walk out. And Great job by Jacob Palzer to knock that off in the corner. They try and use the wall. Daniel's working on forward on the half wall. Now they put it back down in low. James Smith and Jacob Palzer are there. And Smith's got it. And he stops to turn. He's got his stick tied up. And Paget will go in there for support gladly. It's tied up in skates. Kamloops, they had it for a brief second. Now Palzer's got it. And puts it up to Daniel. Daniel got it out of the zone. Now Paget's going to go up the left side. See if he can get by his man. He shovels this in low, and he'll go after it himself. Their number 6 picks it up, skating behind their own net. Daniel's pressuring him. And now Will steals it. And Morris is in there for support. And they just try to feed it up. Zach will be awesome to hold the line. And he'll get this in. Kamloops has a good stick, but Paget got it. He tries to turn around and flip this over to Morris, but that went off a Kamloops stick and high and well over Morris. They tried. Great stick by Dane Bayless to break that play up. He reached out and broke up a breakaway. Kamloops got it, and they'll turn. And they got 6 guys on the ice. So they'll get a bench minor for too many men. Minute 36 left, and we'll get a power play late in the first period here. Just down 2-0. So their number 14 will serve the bench minor for too many men. Looks like Chase Bomford will take the draw with Daniel Cozier and Austin Morris up front. Dane Bayless and Zach Obiason will be on the point. They put 3 minutes up on the clock because they're running time the first half of the game. And this goes off the wall. Dane will step up there. Chase is there. He tried to backhand it, but they'll just get it down low. And Bryce will have to play this and steer this off. Zach Obiason takes his man. He feeds it up to Morris. And Morris, nice pass up to Daniel, but it was in his skates. And now Bomford will pick this up, and he'll race up center. He's going to cut to center, and he'll try to take a shot. Morris is there. He gets a shot on net. The goalie will cover that up with 1:06 left in the first period. Maybe about 45, 40 seconds by the time they drop the puck left in the first period. Junior Vees are down 2-0. They are on the power play here for another 2 minutes. So Sam Kenyon, Carter Trebek, Asher Vees are loading up the left side. 40 seconds left. And they get it over to Carter Trebek. He takes a shot, and that just goes wide. Kems got it. Sam Kenyon blocked that with his skate. Tries to get over to Vees. Vees is going to try and walk out front. Feeds it out front. Now Morgan Carroll step up. He'll take a shot. That's blocked. He'll wind up again. And gets that into Carter Trebek. He took a backhand. That just went wide. Now Sam Kenyon's going to try and center this. The goalie will try to cover that up. That goes off the side. Goes back to DeVries. Smith's got it now. He'll get a shot off. Kenyon's got it. He takes a backhand. The goalie will stop this. 6 seconds left. Kamloops got it behind their net. It goes out to Carter Trebek. And he'll fire that in the back of the net. That's his second of the year. Great job by Carter Trebek to bury that with 2.3 seconds left. And they'll cut that lead down 2-1. And their player will step out of the box. So they'll drop the puck with just over 2 seconds left. Kamloops will be up 2-1. And they'll sound the horn for the end of the first period. James Smith will wind up at the buzzer. So coach will have a word with them. They should put 20 minutes up on the clock. So in the intermission, Kamloops will just have a minor lead, just up 2-1. It was a great job by the junior Vees on the power play there, just to get it out to Trebek, and he had an open net, made no mistake, and he put that in the back of the net for his second of the year. That'll bring him up in the standings as well for points. I believe that'll put him in 4th for the team. Chris is bringing Morgan Kerr's water bottle over. We're all about hydration here on the Junior Vees. As I say that, I'll take a look and make sure Austin Morris is drinking his water. So they'll switch sides. They'll start with Paget, Palzer, and Tumbas. And they're just making sure the goalies are ready. And here we go for the second period. Kamloops will get this off the draw. They'll just race up the left side. They're going to keep him to the outside. Good blocker saved by Bryce. And they put it in behind their net to the other side. They'll just reverse this around. Mateo will get this on the half wall. And he'll try to get this out. And Will Pad just knocked over by number 17. And Kamloops will just put this down and load. It'll hit the back of the net. Dane's got it. He's knocked over. There's no arms in the air there. They'll feed it back to the point. And they'll feed it over to the other side. And he'll walk in and take a slapper. Great save by Bryce. They try and get it out. He's holding the line. And they'll feed it off on the sidewall. Now Jake's got it. He's just going to relieve some pressure and get this out of the zone. Somebody's got to go pressure him. And he'll try and come up the left side. Feeds it off the wall. Braxton keeps his man to the outside. And that'll ring the outside of the post. Braxton will pick this up. He'll skate up with it. Feeds it up to Mateo. And Mateo has a nice pass over to Paget, but Palzer will pick this up in support. And he gets this by his man. He'll pick this up. He'll walk in. He tries to get this over. It's in skates. Jake picks it up, and he just missed on the right-hand side. They'll try and get it out. Jake does a good job to stop that. It hits a Kamloops player, and he'll knock it down and skate out. He tries to get by his man. Left winger is open. James Smith's going to go in the corner and take that off his stick. They do come up with it, and they try and feed it. Morris will just play this off the wall, and they try and backhand it. James Smith will pick this up. It's taken off his stick. They center it, and great block. And they backhand it. That just goes wide. So Braxton made a great block there. Kamloops steps up. He'll walk around the net. And he tries to center it. That's blocked by Braxton again. Great shift by him here. The Kamloops has got it. He tries to walk out, but Jace Bomford's there battling it for it. James Smith will pick it up in support. And he just gets this off the boards. Tried to get up to Morris. Morris picks it up, and he tried to put it ahead to Bomford, just out of his reach. Mateo's going to race after this one. It's deep in the Kamloops zone. He's wheeling in behind his net and makes a move. Morris will pick this up. And he's tripped up. There's no arm in the air there. Still working for it on the wall. He's going to bump his man. They tried to center it. It just went off a Kamloops player and just went through the crease. Chase Bomford's going to steal that. Austin Morse will come in. He'll take a sharp angle shot. Goalie stops that, and that'll go back in the corner. And they try and get it out. Just do get it out of the zone, so they'll have to clear. And they'll just ice the puck, but they say it was tipped. James Smith has got this. He's going to turn around. Kamloops is right on him. They try and center it. It goes to Bomford. Off his stick. Now Kamloops will pick it up on the sidewall. Tries to get through Smith. Smith has a good stick there to keep that in the corner. They'll put it in the half wall. And Morris is going to go pressure him. They try and feed it out into the slot to the number 14. And he does get a shot away. Bryce will grab that. He's in great position with 16 and a half left in the second period. Kamloops will remain up 2-1. This will be deep in the Junior V zone. Should just be to Bryce's left. Sam Kenyon, Carter Trebek, and Ashel DeVries will be up front. And Looks like Dane and East Morgan Kerr will be on D. And Morgan Kerr gets this, and he'll just put his back of the wall. Trebek's going to backhand this up the wall. Their number 14 will think about picking it up. He does pick it up, and Sam Kenyon's going to put this forward. He's got DeVries up with him. There is 3 Kamloops players back. And Kamloops will try and walk out in front of their zone. They do get it out of the zone, but Dane Bayless is there. He's hard on the stick, and good job by him to break that play up. He's down, but good second effort. They do get ahead to their number 14. And great job by Sam Kenyon. Their number 14 does get through. He tries to center it just out of the reach of their other forward. He'll fade it back to the point. And now they just feed it down in low. He'll work his way out, but DeVries will pick this up. Feeds it up to Trebek, and he'll wheel out of his zone. And they do knock that off his stick, and the number 14 will break out. He tries to put it off the wall, and does pick it up. Takes a shot. That just goes wide. I think Sam Kenyon maybe got a stick on it. Dane Bayless has got it. He's going to feed it cross ice up to DeVries, and DeVries is going to race after this. This man sort of picked him, so he had to slow right down, but he's working hard in the corners. The man tries to lose him. Stays right. Stops him behind the net. He'll work around Will Padgett. Gains center. And good job there to break that play up. They try and feed it up the wall. And Mateo flipped this forward. Maybe tried to get it up to Padgett. He's out of his reach now. They're number 11. Padgett's all over him. His stick's knocked out of his hand. And Kamloops got it in behind their own net. And they do feed it up to their left winger. And great stick by Braxton. He knocks it up to Jake. Jake turns with this. Tried to get up to Padgett, but Kamloops will pick this up. And they'll wheel out. And they do get by their man. And great save by Bryce. They try and center that. He'll cover it up. With their number 14 on the doorstep. 13:48 left in the second period. Kamloops will remain up 2-1. Faceoff will be deep in the junior Vees zone. Looks like Padgett, Thomas, and Apalzer will be up front. And Zach Obiasen. And looks like Dane on D. That's James Smith, sorry. So Smith's working for it. They feed it out to Mateo had a good stick there. He tried to get that out of the zone, but they do keep it in. Jake's working in the corner for it. It's pinned against the wall. They do get it out to the point. He tries to walk around Apalzer, but Apalzer has a good stick and partially breaks that up. And Smith was on the ice. The Kamloops will get this. They'll try and walk out into center. Stop and turn. Good job by Mateo to keep his feet moving. He was tripped up. And now they just try and put it down in low. They try and feed it into Apalzer. Just goes in behind him, but it'll get it out of the zone, and they'll just put it down in low. Smith will go after this in behind his own net. He'll stop and take a look. And he feeds it out front, and Kamloops intercepts that, but Padgett had enough of it to break that up. Now Kamloops got it. They try and center it. Mateo's going to have a good stick here, and he'll turn the other way with this. He'll get this out of the zone. Padgett's there in support. And they do flip this up. And they'll backhand it on the wall. Zach Obiasen will try to get us up to Mateo. He tries to turn around with this, but Kamloops is right there. They're right on him. Their number 17 will turn up the left side boards. Tries to get by Zach Obiasen. It does. And that was a great stick to keep him to the outside. This is James Smith. Kamloops going to keep the pressure on. They'll put it in low and go off for a chase. Smith will pick this up. And he'll try and get out of the zone to Padgett, and they'll just feed it down in low. It's in behind the net. Zach Obiasen's going to go after this. And he feeds it up the wall, and Will Padgett's going to go after this, see if he can get by his man. And Mateo's going to pick this up. He's just going to get it in low. And now Morris is going to dig for it on the wall. He steals it. He centers it. That goes off the side of the net. And now Kamloops got it, and they'll break up the left side. Morris is going to steal that. He'll try and turn around with that. But that gets knocked off his stick. They try and center it. Bryce will stop that. He's going to cover it up. 11 left in the second period. It is still a 2-1 lead. Kamloops is up. So Chase Bomford, Daniel Cozier, Austin Morris on the ice. I see Easter Morgan Kerr and Dane Bayless on D. Bomford's lined up for the draw. Morris will get this off the draw. They tried to maybe feed it up to Morris. It was just out of his reach. And the goalie will take a... And Morris is going to steal this. He tried to put it through, but that just went through his legs and out. Now they get up the side. Morgan Kerr's got this. And he puts it up the wall. And Morris is going to try and steal this. Now Daniel's working hard on the wall. Kamloops will pick this up and they'll race up the left side. They do gain the line. Good job by Morgan Kerr to keep him to the outside. Chase Bomford will knock that off the corner. They do center it, and that goes right to Daniel Cozier. He's going to make a move. Does get out of the zone, and now Chase Bomford going to use that speed. Morris is going to pick this up in support. Feeds it back over to Bomford. Just out of his reach. Morris is knocked over. He's on the ice. And now Kamloops has a 3-on-1. And they cut to the outside. He cuts back and takes a shot and goes high top corner. And they'll go up 3-1, just less than 10 minutes left in the second period. So Sam Kenyon, Asher DeVries, and Carter Trebek will come out there. 9:42 left. James Smith is going to go back, and still Bryce is all right. They do switch goalies. So number 35 will come out. Number 1 will go in now. Kenyon tries to get this off the draw, and he gets it ahead. And he's going to test this goalie. And that took an awkward bounce, but the goalie's on it. It's a great job by Sam Kenyon to rush up the right side. Does get a good shot away. Puts the goalie in the game quick. 9:30 left. Kenyon will line up for the draw against their number 14 again. And tries to get in the center to DeVries, but they're gonna race up the right side. He's gonna try and cut around. Great stick by Braxton and knock that away. DeVries will pick this up. He'll turn the other way with this, and does get out of zone. He's picked, and they're gonna call a penalty on Kamloops. DeVries is on the ice. Chris is gonna come on the ice, make sure he's okay. He is getting up on his own. James Smith will give him his stick. And they'll go on the power play here for a couple minutes. So, Paget, Palzer, and Tumbas up front. And he tries to just get a shot off. Taylor's going to work for it on the half wall. He's knocked right over. No call on the play. Paget's going to try and set this. Goes right in the crease, but nobody there. Kamloops will pick this up, and they'll get it out of the zone. And their 14's going to race after it. He's going to try and work between two guys. Braxton's going to angle him off. Just goes by a Palzer. And Palzer's got it again. He's working on the wall. Kamloops picks it up, and they'll put it in deep. They got to watch this man in front. They try to get it out from Bryce is going to stop that, and Braxton will just introduce himself. And they should have a face-off deep in the junior Vees zone. 8:46 left in the second period. Kamloops is up 3-1. Junior Vees are on a power play for another minute 28. So Bomford, Cozier, and Morris will be up front. And Obi Austin and Smith will be on D. They're going to guard the left side here. They get it back to the point. And Austin Morris tried to steal that. Almost got it. But they put it in low. Zach Obi Austin's going to put it on the wall. Morris has got this, and he's just going to get it out of the zone. Chase Bomford's racing after it. And they're going to call icing and bring this back deep in the junior Vees zone. We'll see if they stay with this line of Bomford, Kozier, Morris. They're going to line up for the draw. Still a minute 10 on the power play here, but face off deep in their zone, just to Bryce's left. Sorry, just to his right. And they get it. Goes back to the point. They'll walk in. That gets tipped by a high stick. Kamloops picks it up. And they try a wrap around. Bryce is there. James Smith picks it up, and he puts us off in the corner. They'll pick it up. Braxton will have Zach Obiasen will have a good stick there, but Kamloops picks it up. They'll take a shot, and Bryce will stop that. He'll cover it up. So they'll switch lines here. Just over 8 minutes left in the second period. They are down 3-1 at Kamloops. Sam Kenyon will center Trebek and DeVries. And Easton Morgan Kerr and Dane Bayless will be on D. Still 51 seconds left on the power play. And Kamloops will get this off the draw. Goes back to the point. They take a shot. And that hits the outside of the post. Sort of a knuckler. Nice pass from Morgan Kerr. Tried to feed Trebek. He tried to get around his man. Trebek will go back there and support. He's working hard on the wall. Kenyon will come up with this. He'll feed it up to DeVries on the left side. He'll gain the line, take a shot. That just missed. Trebek's got it on the half wall. And he tried to feed it to Sam Kenyon. Now it goes back to Dane Bayless. He'll take a shot. Nice tip there by DeVries. But Kamloops will pick this up. They'll walk out front. And good job by Easton Morgan Kerr to hold the line. And he tries to get a shot. That was blocked. He gets it in low to Trebek. And he'll put it in behind the net. There's still 7 seconds left on the power play. They got to watch that guy in behind him. Now number 3 will break up, and he'll just ice the puck. 7 minutes and 15 seconds left. Morgan Kerr's got it. Kamloops has a good stick to sort of break that play up. And they try to feed it up to DeVries. DeVries just out of his reach. DeVries is going to work after this. Dane will step up, and he'll fire this down the ice, and they'll call icing and bring it right back in the junior Vees zone with 7 minutes left in the second period. Kamloops is up 3-1. Looks like Will Padgett will be up there with Mateo Tumbas and Jacob Palzer. Braxton and Smith on D. And that gets over to Jake. He just puts it off the wall. They feed it over the other side. They hold the line. They'll try to feed it into the left side. That goes in deep. He's going to try and work his way out in front of the net. But James Smith will stop this. And gets that up to Jake. He couldn't get through his man. Good stick by James Smith to knock that off to the corner. He's going to try and wheel outside. And he feeds this back to the point off the wall. And does put it back down in low because Mateo and Will both stepped up there. He'll walk in, take a shot. That goes wide. Will Padgett's going to work on the corner. Jake's going to pick this up in support. And he's going to have a good stick there and get this out of the zone. But Kamloops will pick it up at center. And they just feed it off the wall. And Smith will pick this up. Now Kamloops does. But good job by Braxton. Now he'll try and wheel up. A stop by their number 9, and they'll just flip it up to their number 3 up the right side. He'll get it in low. Padgett's going to go in behind his own net. Kamloops picks it up, though. And they stop. And they get it back to the point. And there's a guy open in the slot. And he'll take a shot. That just goes wide. And now Mateo will pick this. Just goes over his stick. And now number 14 will pick this up off Jake's stick. He's going to try and work his way to center. Does feed it out to center. Goes through everybody. Mateo will get this. And he's going to race after this. See if he can get there. And his stick's lifted. And they get it out of the zone. Morris is going to have a good back check. And he'll just... Kamloops will pick it up and they'll enter the zone, though. That goes through the legs of Braxton. They do get a good shot. Bryce stops that. It's off in the corner. They try and center. Chase Bomford will pick this up, and he'll turn the other way with this. And Morris will pick it up in support. And he's tripped up. There is no call on the play. Now their number 14 will break out. And he's held to the outside. Bryce will put the pad on that. James Smith will pick it up. It's off in the corner. And Austin feeds that right out into the slot. Now he picks it up again. And now Kamloops has got it. They just entered the zone. And number 14 will walk in on the left side. He'll take a shot, and that just goes high on Bryce, and they'll take a 4-1 lead with 4 minutes left. So 4:10 left in the second period. Kamloops is up 4-1 now. Kenya's going to center Trebek and DeVries. Bayless going to go tap Bryce. And Kenyon gets the draw, but Kamloops will steal this, and he'll just try and work his way through the D. Does get through, and they got 2 quick goals and go up 5-1. They go top corner on Bryce. He split the D and just raced up. And they'll line up for the draw again. So Junior Vees will be down 4 goals with 4 minutes and 4 seconds left. Looks like Braxton and Morgan Kerr will be on D. Now Morgan Kerr's got it. Tried to feed up to Sam Kenyon. Now Trebek's got it. He's got a 2-on-1. He works around his man and takes a shot and scores! I thought it went off the goalie's jersey and maybe hit him in the right shoulder and went in the net. So great job by the human highlight reel, Carter Trebek. They'll cut that lead down to 3 with just less than 4 to play in the second period. They'll stay with this line out there. So good job by your Junior Vees to come right back. Carter Trebek worked his way up and took a good hard shot. Went off the goalie and in the back of the net. Morgan Kerr's going to try and get this up to Trebek. He's going to gain the line again. And he's going to come in, take a shot. That just goes wide. Now their right winger's got it. DeVries is going to get this. He has a good stick. Kenyon's there. He puts a stop to that. DeVries has got it. They gave the line. And now Kenyon's going to work his way in. It's in this. He tries to get it over to DeVries. DeVries is going to backhand this. Trebek's going to turn and fire this. And it's open, and they clear it away on the wall. Now Morgan Kerr's got it. He steps up. And that goes off a skate. Goes into the goalie. Now DeVries picks it up. He takes a shot. That just goes. I think that went off a Kamloops player and wide. Now Trebek's going to work for this, but they'll break up the left side. He's got some speed. Morgan Kerr's going to have a good stick to sort of break that play up. And good job by Zach Obiasen to break that play up as well. Now Carter Trebek's got it on the wall. Does get out of the zone. DeVries is looking for it. It gets back in the zone, but they got to clear it. And Morgan Kerr just wire this out again. Now they'll re-enter, and that'll get out of the zone, but they'll re-enter the zone again with 2:47 left in the second period. Down 5-2. They'll switch the lines, so Will Padgett, Jacob Palzer, Mateo Thomas will come out. Lots of fist pumps coming on the ice. Face-off will be just outside the Junior V zone. And Will Padgett will take this. And just hops over to Palzer's stick. Now Dane Bayless is going to put it off the wall. Padgett's going to try and get this, but they'll just put it in low. Zach Obiasen's in behind his net, and he's going to try and backhand it, but couldn't get it. Now Mateo's going to pick this up, and he just backhands it, tries to get it out of the zone. That does go to a player, and they take a shot. That just goes wide. And they're going to try and work it out. Now Jake's working up the left side. That goes off a stick, and they do turn up ice with it. Now he tries to get by Padgett. Good job by James Billis to step up. Padgett's going to try and get this up to a Palzer. Just gets by him, and now let's go deep in the Kamloops zone. He's in behind his own net. Mateo's going to flush him out. And he almost stole the puck from him. That gets by Padgett. Padgett has a good stick there. And that goes right to a Kamloops player on his blue line. They'll feed it up the right side. That gets by him on Dane's stick. Does get by his man. He got a man right in the slot, and he's wide open, and they'll regain a 4-goal lead with a minute 44 left. So Chase Bomford will step on the ice. He'll have Daniel Cozier and Austin Morris up there. It is 6-2. Kamloops is up. So they answer back. And Chase Bomford's going to work for this. He's going to gain the line. And he tries to just fire that ahead, but it was ahead of Morris, and Kamloops will pick this up. And they'll try and skate out of their zone. They'll just ice the puck with a minute 27 left in the second period. They'll bring us down deep in the Kamloops zone. Should just be to their goalie's left. Chase Bomford will center Cozier, Morris. Morgan, Kerr, and Smith on D. Minute and a half left in the second period. And Bomford may try to take a shot. Now Daniel, he tried to get it, but there's no room for him. Now he's going to have a good stick there. They do get around Morris, and they try and get by James Smith, but he had a good enough stick there. Bryce is going to steer this off to the side. Then number 14 will pick it up in the corner. And Chase Bomford just tried to get that ahead. Now they do flip it ahead, but James Smith is hard on the stick there. They get it up to Bomford. Bomford's going to turn for this, and this will get down the zone. Morris should get on his horse and go after this one. And he will steal it from him down in the corner, but Kamloops is there in support. Nobody else there. And Kamloops will work out of the zone with this, with just last minute of play. Their number 14 will work on the line. He's trying to get around James Smith, but he has a good stick there to knock that off to the outside. Now Daniel's got it. He's just going to try and get it out of the zone, and does. Now Morris is going to steal this, see if he can get after this. And he's tripped up again. There's no call on the play. And Kamloops will try and work their way out of the zone. Daniel cut him off, and they'll just feed it up to their left winger. And they'll just try and flip it in low with 30 seconds left. Dave Bayless will gather this. Their number 14's right on him. He'll steal that from Bayless. And Bayless will steal it back. They get it up the half wall, and their player will turn. Braxton's going to work for this, but he had his stick lifted. Now they make a move in the corner and try and work their way out. Loses an edge. 11 seconds left. Chase is going to feed this up to Morris, and that just gets by him. 5 seconds left. And they try and get out of the zone again. Just Kamloops will do a good job to hold the line, and they'll sound the horn for the end of the second period. So Kamloops does have a 6-2 lead. So down 4 with 20 minutes to play. Still lots of time left in this game. Just going to have to keep the pressure on them, get lots of shots on net. They'll really have to watch leaving an open man in the slot as well. Helping Bryce out a little bit back in their own zone. So it looks like Kenyon and DeVries and Trebek will start the third period up front, just the way the game started in the first. Zach Obi Austin and Dane will be on D. Drop the puck for the third period. Kenyon gains this off the draw. He turns with it. Now DeVries will pick it up, and he'll try and go straight up the gut and takes a shot. Goalie will stop that. They'll feed it off into the corner. They do get it up to their number 3, and Dane's going to try and hold them up, and they'll just call offside. So the faceoff will be just outside the Penticton Junior Vees zone early in the shift. So Kenya's, well, they will switch the line. So Paget, Apolzer, and Tumbas will come out. Easton Morgan Kerr and James Smith on D. And Paget tries to get this over. Morgan Kerr will pick it up. He'll feed it up to Mateo. Just in front of him. Kamloops will pick it up, and they'll go in behind their own net. They stop to try and lose their man. Wilson picks this up. He tries to wrap around. Good stop by the goalie. Paget's in his office digging for this. He's down on the ice. Mateo's going to come in there for support. He tried to center it. Couldn't get it there. Kamloops will pick it up. And they'll feed it right up center. And good job by Will Paget to come back. Now their number 3 will gain the line. And that does escape the zone. And they'll walk back in offside. Blow the whistle. 1:07 into the third period. So see Chase Bomford, Daniel, and Austin Morris hopping on the ice. Dane and Braxton on D. And Bomford got that ahead, but they just put it in the zone. Now Bayless tries to flip this up. Goes off a Kamloops player, and they'll walk in, take a shot. Great pad save by Bryce. Goes off into the corner. Chase Bomford's going to try and get us up to Morris and Cozy. Just out of both their reach, and they're both going to race after this. And they try and get it out of the zone. Morris lifts a stick. He picks this up and works his way into the center and takes a shot and scores! Great goal by Austin Morris. He cuts center, gets on his forehead. He'll drag the ice for a celly, typical Morris fashion. And he'll cut that lead in half. 1.5 into the third period. So they'll stay with this line early in their shift. Or they are going to switch up the line. So they'll bring back Kenyon, Trebek, and DeVries. Obi Austin and Smith. And Kamloops will get it in. It goes off a skate. Bryce does a good stop. They try and wrap it around. Bryce is there again. Great job by him to come around. DeVries on the wall. He'll get this out of the zone. Trebek tried to spring himself free. Now Kenyon's going to work around his man. There's a stick flying. Carter's got it. He tries to center it. Kenyon will go in behind the net, or he'll let his man skate out. They try and get it out of the zone. Zach Obiasen will hold the line. He'll just play it off the wall. Now Kamloops got. They stop and try and lose Kenyon. And they get it up the wall. Great job by Zach Obiasen to hold the line there. He'll turn around, and he'll put this in low. Trebek will flush his man out. They try and get around Kenyon, and they do get there. DeVries will come back. Now their number 14 will pick it up on the left side. But good job by James Smith. He passes him enough, and their guy was wide open. Carter Trebek and DeVries just couldn't get back there in time, and they'll regain a 4-goal lead. 17-17 left in the third period. So Paget, Apolzer, and Tumbas will come out on the ice. Easton and Dane on D. And they get it over to Apolzer. Just hops over his stick, though. And they try and gain the line. Apolzer will pick this up, and he'll head the other way with this. And nice pass up to Paget. Just got in his skates. Now Apolzer gets this. He puts it in low. Paget's going to gladly go on the wall and work for this one. They try and get around Dane. No doing there. Will walk around his man. And their number 17 comes across. Puts a stop to that. Now Dane, they go one-on-one with Dane. They do get around him. Now Morgan Kerr's going to keep him to the outside. And they play it in behind their net over to the other side. Mateo's going to go after this player. They put it in low. Great job by Morgan Kerr to take the puck away there. He'll feed it off the wall to Mateo, and Mateo will just relieve some pressure. And he'll get this low. They'll call icing. Bring it back down in the Junior Vees zone with 16:26 left in the third period. Junior Vees are down 7-3 in the third period. Chase Bomford. Daniel Cozier, Austin Morris hopping on the ice. They're going to watch center. And Bomford tried to get this. They get a weak shot away. That just goes wide. Brack's going to wire this off the boards. Morris is going to work for it. Try and get around his man. And can't quite get there. And now it's on the half wall. Looks like James Smith is digging for it. They'll walk out. They'll take a shot. Bryce will stop that. And he'll cover it up. He's knocked. And they just need to keep their cool. Daniels doesn't like the fact that Bryce was bumped. But they'll separate him quickly. So Zach Obiasen will hop on the ice. Braxton will head towards the bench. They'll stay with this line up front. And they get out in the center. And that's on the back of Bryce. He's got it in behind him. He feels it. And he'll cover it up. Good job by him to recognize that. And it's right underneath him. So 16:01 left in the third period. And this will get out of the zone. And they feed it up to their left winger. And they'll get it in deep. Smith will go back in deep in his own zone and gather this. He'll stop and turn. And Kamloops steals it, but Obi also has a good stick. Morris will just feed this out of the zone. This will get by everybody. And they're going to call icing on this play. And bring it right back in the Junior Vees zone. So Sam Kenyon's line will hit the ice with Trebek and DeVries. Easton and Dane on D. And Vees get this draw. DeVries will just get this off the wall and out of the zone. Trebek's giving chase. And they'll just try and flip it out. DeVries will knock it down. And now their number 14 will try and work around Dane. He gets it off the wall and by him. Trebek's back. They tries to center it well ahead of his centerman. And that goes off Morgan Kerr's skate. They keep it in the corner. Their 14 is going to try and walk out. And great job by the Vees to knock that away. Bryce has got that, and he'll hold on to it. Maybe Sam Kenyon will have a word with their number 14 there. So face-off will be to Bryce's left. They'll stay with this line out there. 15:08 left in the third period. And they try to swat this ahead. Now Morgan Kerr tries to get out of his own. Good skate by them. Bryce will cover that up with number 14 lurking on the doorstep. So then a quick whistle. We'll have another face-off. Will Padgett will take this draw. They'll have Jake and Mateo up on the wings. And we'll just try to slap that ahead. That goes off Jake's, and they pick it up. They try to center it. Now Dane's got it, and he'll work this up to Padgett, but they steal it. And Dane will steal that right back, feeds it back to Morgan Kerr. And he'll work his way past center and try to shovel this in the zone. They're on the wall, and he's just going to try and put this in the zone. Padgett's digging in the wall, and there's a man in behind him, but Dane's well back. Now he's going to feed it over the other side to Jake. Jake picks it up, and he'll feed this off the wall and try to steal this, but they get it. Now Dane's got it. And Padgett's on the wall digging. He tries to feed it up to Jake. Kamloops will get this. Dane will step up and put that ahead. Jake's got it. And now Dane will pick this up in his own zone. Feed it back to Morgan Kerr. He'll have a nice pass up to Padgett. Goes through his skates, and Padgett will just get this deep and fire this down deep in the Kamloops zone. Kamloops got it in behind their own net. Mateo's right on him. Padgett's there. Now Dane's going to step up, and that gets over his stick, but great job by him to never give up, and he'll put that deep in the zone. Now they feed it up center. Kamloops picks it up and goes by Braxton. And great job by Will Padgett to come back, and Dane's there as well. He'll pick it up and he'll play it off the wall. And now goes in Jake's skates. He's still working for that. He'll stay with it and get it on the own side of center. Now they find an open winger. It'll make a move by Braxton, but Dane's there. And Bryce will make the save. So maybe give him the stare down to number 17 there. So 13:21 left. Kamloops up by 4, 7-3. Third period. McLaren Arena. And Bonford gets that. And Morris tried to lift his stick and go off to the races. But they get it. Kamloops will get in and low. James Smith is going to stop and turn with this. Now he's going to turn the other way, working behind his own net. And he's going to try and feed it off the wall to Morris, but they put a stop to that. James Smith has got a good stick there. They're going to try and wrap it around. Smith's got this, and he's going to work his way up ice. They do hold the line. Morris tried to stop that. James Smith is working on the wall. They try to center it. That goes off Morris's skate. Good job by him to block that. Bryce will hop on that. They'll just flip it up the wall. Chase is going to work this, and he's going to get up to Morris. And Morris is going to stop, and it's in his skates. He doesn't really know where it is. And they're going to call a slashing penalty on Kamloops. So Junior Vees will go up on the power play here. 12.5 left in the game. They'll switch lines, bring out Kenyon, Trebek, and DeVries. And James Smith and Eastern Morgan Kerr will be on D. Face off deep in the Kamloops zone to their goalie's right. And Kenyon's going to try and work for this. This goes back to Smith. He tries to hold the line. That does escape the line, so they'll have some time. They'll get it down low. And Kamloops will get there first. He's just going to try and pin this against the wall. Trebek's going to get it out. And tries to get out of the zone. Nice pass up to DeVries. He's with Kenyon. And Kenyon will pick this up in support. And try and work his way up the center. And they have a good stick there. And they just got enough of that. Morgan Kerr's going to hold the line. He's going to walk in. Take a shot. That's blocked. Goes off into the side wall. Trebek's working for this. He'll put it down in low. Kenyon will work in the corner for this. And now Kenyon's going to go in behind the net. He's going to put it ahead. Now Kamloops will pick it up, and they'll try and get out of their zone. But Carter Trebek's there. James Smith is just going to put this low. That bounces. Goes up to Trebek. James Smith will hold that in. They do get it out. Morgan Kerr's got it. DeVries is down. He's going to clear the zone. And Morgan Kerr's going to spin with this. And he's going to feed it up to Kenyon. Kenyon will try and work his way to center, but they stop that, and they'll just feed this to the other side. James Smith's got it. He puts it up to Trebek. He'll gain the line. He's going to work up the side. Smith's there in support. They just get it in low. Their number 14's got it behind their own net. And he tries to... Trebek will steal that. And Padgett tried to get that to Trebek just out of his reach. Smith will stop this. He's working hard on the wall for it. They do get it out of their zone. DeVries is there in support. Zach Obiasen's back. He's got his number 14 tied up. They try and center it, though. DeVries will pick this up, and he'll get it out of the zone. Still 8 seconds, just 8 seconds left on the power play. They'll get it deep in the zone. Zach Obiasen's going to go behind his own net. And he's going to leave that for Smith. Paget's back there. Now Obiasen will knock this off his stick. Mateo's got it. He puts it up the wall. They'll hold the line. They take a shot, and Bryce will cover that up. And Will Paget's just going to go over and just have a word with their number 3. With 10-15 left in the game. Still 4-goal lead by Kamloops. So Will Paget will center Mateo and Jake. Braxton and Dane on D. And they get it. They feed it back to the point. And Will Paget's going to have a good stick there. And he's going to put his head down, skate after this. See if he can go up the left side. And does. And he takes a shot. Jake's there. And he can't. He just can't get the shot away. Oh, Will's got it. He's against 2 guys. But their number 14 will pick it up. And he'll head up ice. He'll cut towards center. Get by everybody. Take a slapper. About 5 feet away from Bryce. And they'll take a 5-goal lead. So Chase Bomford, Daniel Cozier, and Austin Morris will come up front. And Braxton and Dane will remain on D. There's center 10 to play. And number 14 picks it up off the draw. Chase Bomford's still working over it. Ties up his man good. Austin Morris is tied up. He just gets it ahead. The Kamloops will pick it up, though. And this will go off the wall. Dane's got it. And that's knocked off his stick by their number 14. And great save by Bryce. He'll cover that up. So they'll stay with Bomford, Morris, and Cozier up front. Face off just to Bryce's left. And Chase is still working for it. Morris picks it up, and he tries to get this ahead. Gets it out of the zone, but Kamloops will pick this up, and they'll turn back in the zone. They're going to enter offside. One linesman calls offside. One says they're good. But they will call it with 8:40 left in the game. So Chase Bomford will line up for the draw again. He's still working at center for it. They get it over to their right winger. They'll gain the line. And they take a shot, but Zach Obiasen has a good stick there. They try and center it. And Kamloops got it. They work it behind the net. They try and center it. Take a shot. That goes off the outside of the net. Now they've got it in the right corner. And they reverse it. And they're going to try and wrap around, but Bryce is there. Now they're going to try the other side. Austin Morris is there. He's tripped up. Goes hard into the boards. Zach Obiasen has a good stick there. And he's working hard. He'll clear it off to the side. Daniel's going to come in there for support. And now they feed it over to the other side. And now Morris has got this. See if he can turn with this. He's tripped up. And they're going to give him a penalty shot here. Let's see what he can do with this. I'm going to say 95% he's going to take a shot here. Not that I know him. And he's off. There he goes. He goes straight up the gut. And he fans on it. And so hopping on the ice now, Kenyon, Trebek, and DeVries. .7:32 left. They're still up 8-3. This goes right by everybody, and Morgan Kerr will have to get up and work for this. He's going to go in behind his own net. He'll feed it up the wall to Vees. Vees is going to try and get it out the zone. Can't. He'll try and work it out again. They do hold the line. This goes up to Obios, and he'll just feed this up to Trebek. Trebek's going to work on the wall. This man stops to lose him. And Kamloops has got it. They do lose control. It goes off in the side. And Kenyon will pick this up. He's skating behind his own net. And Carter Trebek's got it. He's going to try and get it by the point man. Can't get there. And they're going to try and feed it into the open slot. Good job by Morgan Kerr to knock that away. Bryce has got that. Now DeVries is going to pick this up. And he's going to work out with Carter Trebek. 2-on-2. Feeds it up to Trebek. Trebek's going to chase this on the wall. And they're digging on the wall for it. And it comes out to DeVries. He's going to try and get out in the center. He takes a shot, and he scores! Goes right back to him. So they'll cut the lead in half again. 6:10 left. So Asher DeVries had a good shot there. Went right to him, and he'll put that in the back of the net by their goalie. 6:11 left. 8-4. Kamloops is up. Will Padgett will take center. Jake and Mateo up on his wings. Braxton and Dane on D. And Kamloops is going to try and split the middle. Can't get there. Their number 14 will pick it up, work around, take a shot, and that went off the stick. And now Braxton's down on the ice. There's 2 sticks by him. Looks like Will Padgett's is maybe right there. He's going to get up on his own. He'll skate off to the bench. Hopefully he's all right. So Padgett will line up for center. Palzer and Thomas on the wings. Kamloops just backhands this ahead. Their number 14 almost steals it. Jake's got it on the left wing. He'll feed it off the wall. Tried to get up to Padgett. Couldn't get it there. Now Kamloops will break out. They'll get it deep in their zone. It'll go around the corner, go around the boards, and James Smith will pick this up. Skate it behind his own net. And Will Padgett's there in support. He'll try and work it up the wall. They hold the line. And that works his way out into center. And their number 14 tries to get a shot away. Bryce was there. Now Jake will feed up the wall. They do hold the line again. They'll wind up for a slapper. James Smith will flip this ahead. Will Padgett will introduce himself in the corner there. They try and feed it up to Dane. Their number 14 will steal this. And he's just going to try and walk out. Good job by Mateo to stay with them. And he tries to feed it out into the center. Goes by everybody. Now it's on the right point. And good job by Dane to steal that one. He'll work the other way. Skate out of his zone. Nice pass up to Mateo. Mateo's going to race after this one on the right side. He's bumped by his man. Now Will Padgett's picked. And they got a 3-on-2. They'll stop on the wall. And great job to steal that from him. James Smith has got this, and he'll just feed it off the wall. And now they're going to slap it out of the zone. And now James Smith has got this. He's going to take a look to see what's going on. Feed up the wall to Daniel. Daniel's going to work by his man. And now Austin Morris is going to get this again. He's on his off wing. And he's going to cut towards center. Takes a shot. Nice save by the goalie. And he's got it again. Centers it out to Bomford. Bomford's got it. He's trying to work his way free. He's tied up. And Kamloops will break out the zone with this. Austin does a good job to back check him. Now that Kamloops got it, they stop and turn. Morris has got this again, and he'll just try and fly this side of the zone. He's got to work his way around the referee. And now they're going to call a penalty on Penticton, but Penticton will touch the puck. So 3:44 left in the game, and we'll go on the PK. And it looks like Daniel Cozier is going to get a 2-minute penalty here late in the third period. So Kamloops is still up 9-4. 3:43 left in the game. Kenyon and Trebek will get to kill this penalty. Morgan Kerr and Obi Austin. And Kenyon gets the draw, he gets it back. He'll just try and fire it up the wall, but that's blocked by Kamloops. Now he's pinned against the wall. He's killing some valuable time. Zach Obi Austin's in there for support. And Kamloops comes up with it, but great back check again by Sam Kenyon. Fed it off the wall. That went off a Kamloops player. He picks it up, takes a shot, goes wide. Now they got it on the wall. They try and center it, and that goes in behind everybody. And they try and center it again. Great job by Morgan Kerr to knock that away. Now Sam Kenyon's just going to fire this down the ice and relieve some pressure. Great job by him. Carter Trebek's flying up there. He's going to center it. Nobody there. Sam Kenyon's... He's picked, and Kamloops will skate up the right side. And they'll just get it in low. Goes in behind the net. Braxton's going to work for this. He's got it. So he's back on the ice. Good to see. And he's going to step up and he's going to feed this off the wall to himself. And he's just going to pinch it ahead himself. Can't get by Kamloops. Dane Bayless is there. Keeps him in the corner. They feed it out. That goes off the side of... Just goes to the outside of the net. Dane Bayless is working hard behind his own net. Sam Kenyon will pick it up. And he's got it in his skates. He's hard on the stick. And Braxton... They feed out to center. That just goes wide. Braxton's going to fire this off the wall. And Kamloops steps up there. Dane's got it, though. And he's just going to walk around his man. He's going to try and... Maybe tried to spring Trebek, but couldn't get there. 2 minutes left in the game. They try and get by Sam Kenyon, but can't do that. And he's just going to work hard, as he always does. Get by his man, and he's going to try and get it in low. He's got it. He turns around, takes a shot, and nice save by the goalie. It's under 2 minutes left. They feed it up the boards. Try and get by to Vees. Vees will pester him. Braxton's back. He has to stop to collect it. And Padgett's going to steal this one and head the other way. He just tried to get it by his man. Gets this low. Still 55 seconds left in Daniel Kozier's penalty. Minute 33 left in the game. Kamloops got it. They'll break out of their zone. Morgan Kerr will get this at his own blue line. And he just flips this up the wall. Kamloops get it at center. And they feed it up center and gain the line. But good stick there by James Smith. Now Padgett's got it. He backhands this ahead. DeVries is there. He'll block that. Now they'll just try and put it in low and behind the net. Morgan Kerr is going to ring this back around the wall. That gets stopped by Kamloops. Now it's pinned against the wall. 1 minute left in the game. 16 seconds left in Gozier's penalty. It's pinned against the wall. They get it back to the point. He's going to feed it over to the open side. And he'll try and walk in. Great job by Will Padgett to be all over him. Morgan Kerr's got it. Daniel's stepping out of the box. But they get it to center, and Kamloops will pick this up, and they'll regain the Junior Vees zone. They work their way around James Smith. They try and center it. And great job by the Junior Vees, Morgan Kerr, to clear that away. And James Smith is going to try and get this out of the zone. The Kamloops player fell in the best position possible. Now another Kamloops player is down on top of it. Padgett's there. And now Kamloops will regain the line. James Smith is back. He's going to feed it off the wall. 14 seconds left. It's at center. Morgan Kerr is going to pick this up. And he's going to work this out of the zone. He's going to try and get up to Mateo. 5 seconds left in the game. Kamloops has got it at center. And that'll be the game. Kamloops will win this 9-4. We will have a game next weekend against West Kelowna. As always, we'll go live for that. It was a good effort by your Junior Vees today. But Kamloops will come out on top 9-4. So we'll line up and shake hands. We'll sign off for today. Hope everyone has a great week. I think we should have a full 3 practices this week, and we'll see you live next weekend. It'll be a home game versus West Kelowna. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to you that are going to tune in. Everyone have a great Sunday.